My name is Kevin McElligot. I'm the Managing Director of Franco, Nevada, Australia. Franco, Nevada is a Canadian-based company, the largest royalty and streaming company in the world, I guess, right now. Our focus has always been precious metals, mainly gold, and that's purely investor-driven. That's what our shareholders and investors want us to be in. But because we've been building the portfolio for such a long time, we have diversified a bit into a variety of other resource or commodities, some oil and gas, nickel, copper, you name it. There's a little bit of everything in our portfolio these days. Well, it's different for, it depends if you're talking about royalties and streams. I mean, the big deals these days are the stream transactions, and typically where we get involved is we're the final piece of the financing puzzle that gets the project across the board and under construction. So it's at a point in time where for the debt finance, the ratios are getting stretched, and it's difficult to get more on the debt side, and on the equity side, the shareholders are looking at dilution and losing significant future cash flows from their project, and we kind of come in and plug that gap in the middle that preserves the shareholders and their future interests, and without taking on more debt and blowing any of those financial ratios. Well, look, in terms of commodities, we like to see a precious metal component in the project. If there isn't some precious metals there, it's pretty tough to get us interested. Although, like I said, with our portfolio, over the years we have got a little bit of everything. In terms of jurisdictions, look, we prefer the sort of jurisdictions that everybody wants to do business in. We like Canada, we like the United States, we like Australia. Those are our favorites. Because of the legal jurisdiction there, the enforcement of contracts, and also because there's gold resources in those countries. Nothing against Hong Kong. I'm sure it's lovely, but I don't think there's any gold here. So, and in terms of getting involved in other jurisdictions, we really only move outside of our comfort zone when we can tag along with some big operators. That are headquartered in North America usually. Well, the number one benefit is the sheer volume of meetings I can get through in a day. It's very common on the investor side. I can go do a little roadshow myself and meet 10 groups of investors in a day in Sydney or Melbourne or elsewhere. But for me, as an investor, looking at wanting to talk to the operators, this is a great place for me to jam a bunch of meetings into 1 or 2 days. Look, the quality varies because you've got a wide range of operators from across the spectrum, but to me, that's one of the benefits, because whenever I come to something like this, there's always a handful of meetings that you're really looking forward to, really looking forward to meeting these guys, very interested in their project. But there's also ends up being 1 or 2 that are just out of left field. If you had just seen their one-page summary, you wouldn't have retained anything from it. You would have thought there was nothing interesting there. But when you actually sit down and meet with them and talk to them and find out more about the project, suddenly it's a hell of a lot more interesting. So there's always the surprise. There's always the pleasant surprise, something that you weren't expecting, and that becomes the most memorable thing from the conference going forward.